Hello again, gaming fans and friends. It's Trinity Bell back again, about to do the next quest on our Coin Lords series. We're just finished the ringleader and now we're up to Garrisons' missing pack. And I'm standing here now at the quest giver, so here we go. Garrison's missing his tools. He left them down in the underground, and he would like us to go into the warren and get them. And it said, Kyzaan replies, sounds like fun, I'll go. So here we go, we have a choice. We'll just go in on normal. The scavengers warren.
As you enter the sewer, Garrison calls from above. "Be careful down there."
Good advice for anyone. Oh! That was a slime. First slime we've met. Normally you don't attack them with your weapons. Unless you have a wooden weapon, a special weapon, they'll disintegrate your weapons. So it's best to attack them with bare hands, or later on get yourself a muckbane and I'll show you.
At the end of the tunnel, you see a makeshift gong and a lone kobold.
I'll show you how to do that later, where you can get one of those. I picked up another sickle yesterday at the end of that quest that I did, and so now I've got dual weapons which will help me kill some of the baddies a little bit more than just swinging that mace around. Although we haven't thrown it away because it's still useful. We're slowly getting a nice pile of money, so I'll be able to start buying a few more things from my character vendor. But we'll still keep going along without too much for the time being, just because there's no real necessary need at the moment. Treasure bag, which is come on. Here we have another slime, or ooze. And what I've done is just made a weapon set here in your, oh, not that one. In your inventory, you have a place where you can make some weapon sets. As you can see, I've got, oh, how rude, interrupting me while I'm speaking. So it allows you to quick slot some weapons that you might like when you have groups of things. In this case I've had that empty so that I can just swap out those to bare fists quickly in situations like that, where you, there we go, where you need to just change, you haven't got time to go into your inventory and swap out weapons, you just click on these little quick bar things. That's really useful later on because, you know, quite often you get a number of different sets that will address certain situations. Like you might have a fire set which is good against ice, and the reverse of that, ice against fire. Then you have holy, and just all different things that serve all different purposes. I'm a big fan of the weapon sets. Now that we're going up in quests, we're going to see different things that the creatures in game can do, especially casters. We'll start to see different abilities that they have, different spells. Nothing too hard at this level. Some of the, you know, some of the higher difficulties can present quite a challenge. Lightning bolt in particular, I'm not a big fan of that. Although with Kai here, she should be all right most of the time. With her saves and things, here comes another ooze. So we swap
The
over.
section of the sewer tunnels appears less traveled.
Now these will still damage your equipment and things, so you have to remember to repair, which you should be doing anyway after every quest to be ready. So otherwise you'll find yourself running naked around dungeon. It might be your thing, but just means if you've got no armor and things like that, you're going to be very vulnerable. And in PD, you don't want to do that. Sometimes, as a fun event, we used to do that just for kicks, to see if we could get by on low-level characters. Doing naked runs was always fun. So we just flip all these and oh, we find a chest. Interesting that this place has got barred gates. And here we have a little boss. Semi-boss. Can't see me, but then I fail. Oh, and now he's going to let out his friends. Not to worry. because no scary to me. There's a shrine in here. Since we're finished up this end and we're not coming back, we can use it. Refresh our clickies and hit points. And we're headed back down here, which is where we came in, which there's another shrine down there. Because these have got timers on them, they run out after 3 minutes. I won't use that till we come, because this area's all been cleared and there's no respawns. So might as well just save that till we get back to the next lot of fighting. Which is now. And the shrine's in there if we need it. Now, there's a lot of dead bodies here. What's a bet they come to life? I'm going to sneak through here and get the... Okay. Now standing in here, it puts me out of the way of those fire throwers while I deal with these pains. And I can go in. Turns off these. So we're saving that shrine back there just in case we need it. Of things in these barrels, so again, if you're poor, it's it's quite worth your while. You see, you can always sell them to vendors if you don't craft, and your character will build up some platinum quite quickly. Let's see if we can sneak up on this guy. See the benefit of a sneak attack there is really good damage, pretty much one hit him. That's what I love about the rogue, if you can pull that sneak attack off. Higher level rogues can also assassinate. I haven't actually built an assassin yet, so I can't really say a lot about them, but they're deadly, very good. But the thing that always puts me off playing an assassin rogue is being able to sneak a lot. Quite often your party doesn't want to hang back while you sneak around the dungeon. So I've always found that that's probably a bit frustrating unless you've got a nice group that you run with regularly that allows you to, you know, they're happy to hang back while you do those things. Like technically the rogue is quite often up front scouting out the dungeon, but as people have run these things so many times, you don't need to play like that unless you're RPing or role playing each dungeon, which I'm a big fan of. I love it when I'm in a group to be able to do that. But yeah, again, it basically have to set up a regular group or a guild that likes doing that sort of thing. Because most people just want to zerg through. Whoop. Yeah. Didn't think he'd see me, but anyway.
You notice a dim signal crystal above a lever on the far wall.
I did notice that crystal. I'm going to go and see what it is, because I've never seen that before. And I don't know what it is.
Metal grinds on metal, and ripples spread across the water.
Ooh, something happened. These are all going in straight into my collectible bag, not filling up my inventory with all this stuff, which would be really frustrating at this point, since you have very little space in your pack. There's dogs in there that they sometimes let out. That's too quick for them today, even with not sneaking. They're sort of a bit slow now. Dogs can be a pain because they can trip you, and when you're tripped on the ground, you're vulnerable to attacks. So it's really good on high levels to avoid the dogs if you can, unless you've got really good armor and hit points, etc, etc. And here's another lever. Now, nearly finished here, but I'm...
Metal grinds on metal, and ripples spread across the water.
We're going to go back. And use that shrine. Okay, again saving the clicky till the last moment so that we've got the maximum time value allotted. Not that I think there's much of this quest left that would go past 3 minutes, but just a good habit to have, to not overuse everything that you've got. That's especially useful if you're a cleric, learning how to conserve, or a caster of any kind, learning how to conserve what you have is a good thing. Now, again, this is a relatively easy swim, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to cast water breathing just so that I've got time. So here we go, the gates.
2 signal crystals are placed above a metal gate.
And that's what those levers opened up. So here we go, up here.
You leave the festering sewer water, only to be assailed by a pungent new scent.
And an ooze. By ooze. Gave me away. Oh, so those green things, by the way, they're trogs. Sort of a higher level of enemy. They have a couple of, even when they're dead, they have a stink that can get on
You see a pack that has been unceremoniously discarded beside a brazier.
which can slow you down, which is annoying if you're trying to kill off a mob of enemies and you can hardly move. Anyway, so now we just pick up the tools and finishing out. And that's all for Garrisons pack. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.